Hey guys, how you doing? It's Gavin here from Afresh Personal Training, and today's video is going to be the second video in my series of documenting a weight loss journey. So I've had a really good week actually. I've been back to work, everything's been back to normal. I've had clients, I've been working, I've been training, I've been eating. So when I said obviously this is all based upon changing one thing at a time, and the power of changing one thing at a time, and the accumulation effect of basically trying to create new habits. And it's never perfect, okay? But the fact of the matter is, you got to keep at it, and the results will come over time. So this is the shot of my Trainerized dashboard. So this is a client platform that I use for my clients, and I've got a profile on it myself, and I don't usually use it, but it's really good to track everything that I'm doing. So as you can see, I've completed 38 workouts. That's over time. It's got my weight, progress photos and things like that. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about this too much. I'm going to go to my calendar first off. So this is my calendar. So as you can see, I'm going to show the earlier version of this. So I started doing all this again on the 2nd of July. So normally I do train all the time. I had 2 weeks off because I've been following the Lions tour with one of my mates from Wales. I got sick, so I had about 2 weeks off doing anything sort of remotely healthy, I guess. So Sunday was when I first done my first body weight, or my first full body training. I took some photos, tracked my weight and body fat, and as you can see, Monday I did HIIT, Tuesday I did some cycling, and tracked up for my day 3, which was strength training. Wednesday was a rest day. Thursday I did interval training, and Friday I did full body training. So all hypertrophy just means muscle building. That's what muscle building workout, as was the one on Sunday. And I'm hitting all my body basically throughout the week. So as you can see, this is a weight loss journey, but the keen eye on you may notice that I put probably, I don't know, 700 grams on maybe. So I'm not really worried about it, to be honest with you. I haven't had access to the scales I normally use to check my body fat and muscle mass, and I'm going to do that probably Tuesday when I'm back at back early in the gym, because I usually weigh after I've had no food, nothing to drink. I just go to the gym and do it that way. It's a Sunday here in New Zealand, so I'm not gonna go there today to make a special trip. So I'll update that on Tuesday. I'll do a very short video about it. But anyway. Talking of weight loss, okay, so a lot of people, and I used to be the same way, I used to get really frustrated at, oh man, I've been busting my nuts, eating well, training, I put 700 grams on, oh, this is pointless, what's the point? Well, the fact of the matter is, I don't actually know why, to be honest with you, but when I first start training, if I've had like a bit of a layoff and I start going again, and this is really consistent with all my clients as well, they over the first week or two, they actually put weight on. Usually when we do the bio tracking and stuff, they've usually put a little bit of muscle on, and things like that. But what I think it is, and I'm not actually, this isn't scientifically based or anything, is that because I've just hit the gym pretty hard this week, I think I'm quite sore actually, so I get a lot of inflammation. I think the inflammation is obviously just drawing water in and maybe causing me to hold a bit of water, which is the actual weight gain. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to change anything about my diet really. I'm going to keep it the same as it is. I'm going to hit the gym again for 2 weeks, and then I'm going to probably adjust next Sunday. So I don't really cut out tons and tons of calories, because I need calories in there to keep my metabolism firing, to try and add some muscle, which is what I want to do, and change my body composition. So although it's a weight loss journey, I still want to change my body composition to have more muscle than I do fat. So whereas I might put a bit of muscle on, lose a bit of fat, stay the same weight, that's absolutely fine. As long as I can measure those metrics, I'm pretty happy. And that's where you need to focus on as well. When you're doing this, you need to look at the big picture, not just the weight on the scales. So I'm not disappointed. I've had a good week. I'm going to talk about my diet in a second. So this is how my training has looked, and these are my check-ins for weight. So come Tuesday, obviously you can see there's take progress photos. I'll take some more photos, and I'll take my body fat measurements and things like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it to MyFitnessPal. Okay. Oh, there you go. So I'm going to MyFitnessPal, and that's an old photo of me. So I'm going to move this to the side. I'm going to go down to my diary first off, and this is today. Okay, in fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to go to my my nutrition. So as you can see, I'm going to go back to yesterday. As you can see, these are what I've set my macronutrients. So I've talked about proteins, carbs, and fats, and I haven't really been too strict with this. I've just been adding what I normally do. Okay, because at the end of the day, you know, I do eat pretty well normally. So this is all my journey. Okay, and this is just adjustments that I'm going to make. But you could equally make the same adjustments. Okay, and you'll do really well with it. Okay, so. It's really important to get my protein, my carbs, and my fats. So this was yesterday. As you can see, my fiber is 42. My goal is 38, so I need to get fiber in my body. Sugar, I don't really worry about it too much, to be honest with you, because when all is said and done, all the carbohydrates you take in your body turn into sugars anyway. But this is more like refined sugar. I'm not really that worried. Don't really care too much. The fats and polyunsaturated fats, I don't really worry about too much. But that trans fat one, I do. And try not to have any trans fats in my diet at all. So as you can see, I've done well with that one. Cholesterol, I don't care about. Sodium, not too fussed. And here's my sort of vitamin profiles, which I sort of do pay attention to because I think it's important. And you know, although this isn't the be all and end all, I can pretty much see that I'm getting a lot of vitamins in my diet, a lot of vitamin A by the looks of it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you what's the most important thing for me is, whereas this is my macronutrients, this is my calories. Okay, so as you can see, yesterday my total calories were 2,543, and I've set my goal at 2,500. That's okay. I don't know what it is going to be at the moment. It changes. But what I'm going to do, and this is where the most important thing comes from, is that I'm going to go into a week view. All right. So Wednesday I didn't track anything, to be honest with you. I just I think I got completely sidetracked. I think I had a pretty bad day as well. So I didn't track anything. That could have contributed to the 700 grams that I put on in weight as well. But I pretty much guesstimate it was about 2006, 2008 calories. So my average would probably be, where is there? As you can see, my net average was 2,300. It'd probably be more like actually 2,500. So like I said, my habit is to just track my food as it was and train, and that was it. I didn't really worry about the details too much. So yeah, I'm gonna just stay with that. And to be honest with you, I might even do, my net average is 2,343. I might actually take it up to 2,600 this week. And the reason being is that I just want to, you know, make sure that this is all the minimum effective dose. All right. So yeah, you might say, oh, you put weight on, why you eat them? Or well, I do actually want to put some muscle. I do want to change my body composition. And if I keep on cutting calories out, what's going to happen is that I'll start to lose muscle, right? So I'm going to put my calories up. It's probably a completely different mindset that you guys have got. But end of the day, eating a little bit more, I'm going to gain the benefits of the thermic effect of feeding, which is going to speed my metabolism up. It's going to help me recover a little bit more because I'm going to be training 5 times a week. I need to recover, and that's what I'm going to do. So probably put it up to 2,600 calories, and I'm just going to let it run. And now this week I'll start to pay a bit of attention to it. So yeah, so the habit for this week is just change my calorie intake to one from 2,500 to 2,600. By the end of the week, I'll check my average, see where I am, and I'll adjust again from there. So I'm going to come across to nutrients this time. And as you can see, my sort of goal was to have 188 grams of protein, 250 grams of carbs a day, 83 grams of fat. Fiber is always 38, so I've done well with that. Sugar is not too worried about, as I said. And the rest of the stuff's pretty good. I'm a bit low on iron, so I might look at that in weeks to come, but at the moment it's okay. So as you can see, 20 grams off the average of the week is pretty good, and it's the averages you want to be looking for. So if you say you had a really bad day on a Monday, it doesn't matter. Don't let it get to you. Just readjust for the next day and be consistent. And what you might find is that by the end of the week, you may well have averaged out, because one day you may not eat as much as another day, and it'll average out. So don't worry about having a bad day or having that snack or whatever else. You'll be fine as long as you look at the overall average of the week. So bit of a disclosure through the week. I haven't I've been healthy 90% of the time, but if I think of the treats I've had a Kit Kat on night shift, because I've talked about this before in other videos. I really get sweet tooth on on nights because I'm tired and the hormonal type thing. I had somebody brought in some lemon meringue pie and I had a bit of that. Last night the Lions were playing the last test again, and I had half a bag of chips or crisps, and that, you know, they're the little treats I've had, and I haven't really sort of. Oh, actually, I went to the cinema on Wednesday because my little boy's birthday. That's why I didn't track anything that day, and I had some chocolate at the cinema. So when you look at it, I've had a few treats there. I'm not made myself starving or cut things out crazily. I'm just going to let this take its course. And it wasn't perfect, but as the weeks go by, the more I get used to doing it again, and start, focusing on it, which has been my problem. I haven't really had a focus. Although I've been doing this, I haven't had a focus, and this is my focus, and this is going to keep me moving. And get rid of that. I know I'm going to do pretty well. So I'm going to come across again and check that macros tab out. And as you can see, this is just more, I'm a bit of a geek, so I like to see what I've been doing. So, that's just the proportion view of my macros, carbs and fats. So protein is roughly about, I guess, a third, fats about a third, and protein is about a third, sorry, and carbs a little bit more. So yeah, I mean, all in all, it's been pretty good. So this is my check-in for week 2 for this documenting a weight loss journey. I'm not going to get upset about the increase in weight because, as I talked before, weight is really arbitrary. Okay, now I could eat a kilo of food and weigh a kilo more. I don't really care about that. And with this last week, I've had a bit sore, inflammation. I had a half bag of chips last night, quite a big bag. So carbohydrates, hold on to some water. So I could be a bit of that as well. And the only way you're on track is after a couple of weeks of gathering this sort of data. And yeah, so that's it for now, guys. To be honest with you, I'm going to sign off. It's my little boy's birthday party today, so I'm going to be a pretty active day. We got a trampoline thing booked, so I'll be jumping up and down there. So that'll be pretty good. And yeah, I'll be back to it tomorrow. So I'm going to obviously touch base with you guys on Tuesday to add in my stats. And we'll see how it goes. And yeah, job done. So anyway, have a good weekend or whatever it is you're doing. Don't lose hope if you pull weight on in the first week. Let's just change one thing at a time. And to this week, my one thing is going to be increasing my calories, not decreasing my calories. And I promise you now, you're going to see the benefits of that as the weeks go by. So anyway, guys, have a good day. Remember, start afresh. You can start afresh at any time of the day or night. And if you don't do something today, how will tomorrow be any different? Cheers.